Stop whatever you are doing. Pull up a seat, it is a story time with Buckeye Gordon. Stop whatever you are doing. Pull up a seat, it is a story time with Buckeye Gordon.
Hello, this is Buckeye Gordon, and I want to tell you a story of an older man who lost his wife and how he longed for her presence. In a small, tranquil village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived an old man named Eli. Eli had weathered many seasons of life, but none had been so harsh as the winter when his beloved wife, Martha, passed away. She had been his anchor, his heart, and the light of his days. The pain of her absence was like a heavy fog that settled over him, making every breath feel labor and every step uncertain. Months turned into years, and though Eli continued with his daily rituals of his life, he did so in a state of quiet mourning. His home was filled with echoes of laughter that has long since faded. And the garden Martha had lovingly tended was now overgrown and wild. The villagers admired his resilience, but they could see that the sadness in his eyes, a shadow that never quite lifted. One crisp autumn evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painted the sky in hues of orange and purple, Eli sat in his favorite chair by the window, clutching a favorite photograph of Martha. The photograph had become his touchstone, a way to feel connected to her and solitude of his life. As he gazed out the garden, his heart ached with a longing that seems to grow stronger with each passing day. Just as the first stars began to twinkle in the evening sky, Eli noticed a figure walking toward his house. The figure was cloaked in a soft, shimmering light. As it drew nearer, Eli's heart skipped a beat. There, standing at the edge of the garden, was Martha, her face as serene and loving as it had been in life. Eli's breath caught in his throat, and he blinked, thinking it must be a trick of light or a figment of his imagination. But as the figure stepped closer, he could see her eyes, kind and familiar, filled with warmth, love, as he missed so dearly. "Martha," Eli whispered, his voice trembling with hope and disbelief. She smiled, a gentle, comforting smile that seemed to chase away the shadows of grief that had clung to him for so long. Eli said softly, her voice is like a soothing melody, "I've come to be with you for a while. I missed you as much as you have missed me." Tears welled up in Eli's eyes as he rose from his chair, his old bones feeling lighter than they had in years. Martha reached out her hand, and as he took it, he felt a warmth that transcended the physical, a sense of peace and connection that filled the emptiness in his heart. For the next few hours, they sat together, talking and reminiscing about their life. Martha's presence was a balm to Eli's wounded soul, and the heaviness that had burdened him began to lift. They walked through the garden where Martha's touch seemed to revive the flowers and plants, making them bloom with vibrancy that Eli had thought was lost forever. As the night wore on, the stars shimmering brightly overhead, Martha and Eli shared stories of laughter, just as they have done so many years ago. Eli felt a profound sense of gratitude for this gift of time, this chance to be with the woman that he had loved so deeply. When the first light of dawn began to creep over the horizon, Martha knew it was time to say goodbye. She looked at Eli with a sadness that mirrored his own, but also with a promise, "I'll always be with you." in your heart, she said. And whenever you feel alone, just look to the stars. I'll be there watching over you. And with a final, tender kiss of loving embrace, Martha began to fade, her figure dissolving into the soft morning light. Eli watched her go, feeling a mixture of sorrow, comfort, that he knew that she would no longer physically be present. Her love and spirit would remain with him always. From that day forward, Eli felt a renewed sense of peace. He continued to honor Martha's memory, tending the garden she once cherished and finding solace in the stars above. The village noticed a change in him, a lightness in his step, a content smile on his face. Through the pang of loss never fully disappeared, he had been tempered by the beautiful fleeting gift of time, the one he had loved. And each night, as he gazed up at the stars, Eli felt comforting presence, knowing that Martha was still watching over him, just as she had promised. I hope this story brings you hope and smiles like it has me. If you had any experience, or you know somebody had any experience like this, please let me know in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.